It's the nation's favourite antiques experts. Behind the wheel of a classic car.
This is the ejector button.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Where's my yellow submarine?
The aim, to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners and valiant losers.
It's cheap firewood.
Will it be the high road to glory
We look really cool in this.
or the slow road to disaster?
Oh, I don't know what I'm driving.
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. Here we go. And we have a birthday gal.
Thank you so much for doing this for me. It's very sweet of you.
It's a pleasure, Hettie.
Raj really can be quite nice sometimes.
But I don't want you to think that I'm softening up, you know.
You won't let me win on my birthday, will you?
No, of course not. No.
There you are. Spoke too soon. It's the fourth leg with auctioneer whizzies Hettie Jago and Raj Bisram.
And if you look in the glove compartment, you'll find lots of chocolates in there.
Wow.
Yeah, enjoy.
Spoil me, Raj.
Yeah, I checked the sell-by dates. We're in the super cool 1979 Cadillac sedan De Ville, featuring a lap belt for the driver and for passengers in the back. Acceptable road safety in the 1970s USA.
No,
Uh-oh.
I don't believe it. Broken down.
Oh, not on her birthday.
I am so sorry, Hettie. I
That's
can't
okay.
believe it.
While they deal with the poorly caddy, last time we were trying out for the circus.
I think I quite like this.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Wow.
Raj carried something very heavy,
I shall take it away.
and Hettie took up ghost hunting.
I'm a bit scared now. I'm actually a bit... don't like it.
Thus far, Hettie has notched up a trio of auction triumphs.
The time I will sell at £60.
Well done.
I'm really happy with that, and I love it.
Now it looks like they've got help.
What's gone wrong then?
Well, I think it must be the carburettor that's done the axle, that's done the...
Not a clue. This antiques tour began in Cambridge, raced around exciting East Anglia, and shall traverse the home counties, ending in Eversley. Poor caddy. Any better?
If the two of us, on the count of three, say abracadabra. 1,
2, 3.
Abracadabra! Whoosh! And it's going.
Nice try, Raj. Actually, the man with the spanner fixed it. Our road trip revellers will be in Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire, shopping all the way to Harlow in Essex. Having dropped off Hettie elsewhere, we kick off with Raj in Hertford, home to the UK's largest collection of toothbrushes. And this fabulous antiques emporium, Rossi's Attic. With a skip in his step, Raj is raring to go. Right, let's get in. There's a gaggle of dealers selling their goodies in here. Let the mooch begin. Raj has a fresh kitty of 200 smackers to play with.
Well, you won't believe this, but last night I had this dream
Here we go.
that I walked into a shop today and there was a suitcase, and I opened up the suitcase and inside was the football strip for the 1966 World Cup team. I mean, how rare and unusual is that?
You do know it didn't actually happen, don't you, Raj?
This is a very, very pretty Swarovski crystal bunny rabbit.
It's actually a squirrel.
And the cabinet's full of lots of different animals. You don't just see Swarovski crystal as animals, but you also see it as jewellery, and it's become very, very collectible all over the world. And it originated later part of the 1800s. But for me, one of the most iconic moments of Swarovski crystal was actually the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore when she sang the famous song, Happy Birthday.
Birthdays a go-go today, then? It's believed the gown was adorned with more than 6,000 crystals.
They are collectible. A lot of people like them, but they're £22 each. And to be honest, I'm not sure that they're rare enough or unusual enough for me at this point, so I'm going to put it back.
We shall leave you to explore further. Let's find Hettie. Our gal is a little further away in the town of Dunstable. Straw hat making was a boom industry here in the 18th century. We'll be doffing our cap to this emporium, Manucci's Antiques. The proprietors have been dealing for over 25 years, and every space is covered. Ooh, I wonder if there's a World Cup 66 strip in that suitcase. Ah.
I always really like the look of these, but they don't tend to make any money at auction, sadly.
Look inside. Raj had a dream, you know. He obviously didn't tell her. Now, what are you going to find for your 200 smackers?
Now, I really love arts and crafts pieces. And arts and crafts, it was sort of late 19th, early 20th century, and it was essentially a movement against industrialisation, so everything was becoming handmade. And this is a really lovely example of an arts and crafts piece. And what I particularly love about this piece are these, what reminded me of, roses. And it's very much sort of in the style of Charles Rennie Mackintosh, I would say. So I think it could be Scottish. And I've just noticed that there is a hole in the base. I can't buy a vase that's going to leak, can I?
Not ideal.
It's £40, which is a lot of money for something that's damaged. That one, I do love the style, but unfortunately I think it's a little bit too much money. It's a shame.
Now, what of Raj in Hertford?
Doesn't this bring back lovely memories? This is a 1950s Triang puff-puff train, and I actually had one of these when I was a kid.
Lucky thing. Triang was set up in 1924 by brothers Walter, William and Arthur Lines. Business boomed, with the brothers even owning the once largest toy shop in the world, Hamley's.
What you're looking for with these particular toys is condition. Condition is absolutely everything.
Yeah, watch it.
For example, the bell. I mean, you don't often see them with the bell. And they were called a puff-puff train because they actually, as they were rolled along, they went puff-puff. But it's in good condition. It's got £45 on the ticket. If I can get this at the right price, what a lovely thing to buy.
Let's choo-choo over to Hettie in Dunstable.
This is a really sweet set. How lovely is this little egg cup and spoon? Now, they're made of solid silver, so they're fully hallmarked, and I think this would make a really fabulous little christening gift or maybe a birthday gift.
Gifts of silver were often given to mark a happy occasion. The traditional christening gift may have begun in the Tudor period.
Now, I'm just checking the hallmarks because when you buy a set of something, it's really important to check that all the marks match up so they're made by the same maker, because very often with sets like this, someone will just replace the spoon. Now, they've both got exactly the same maker's mark, so that's good.
As Hettie's a silver specialist, what do we need to look out for?
So when it comes to buying silver, I'm thinking about two things. Firstly, the aesthetic appeal. Is it a beautiful item? I think this is a really sweet set, but also how heavy is it? Because you're thinking about the actual value of the metal as well. Now, this isn't a hugely heavy piece of silver. It's marked at £38, so I think I'd be paying above what the actual silver is worth at £38. But I love it, and I love the fact that it has its original case as well. It's a really nice thing.
Lovely find.
But I've also spotted something else that I like in here as well. Again, partly because it has its original little case with it. Now, what a sweet little silver spoon this is. So it's fully hallmarked on the back, made in Birmingham. I think it's 1930s. But what I love about silver is the fact that you can clean it up and it looks as good as the day that it was made. So this will last for generations. That's only £12, which is a good price actually for that one.
Silver spoons were popular christening gifts, hence the saying, born with a silver spoon in the mouth.
I like both of them, and I think I want to buy both.
Well, there's only one thing left to do then. Let's go and strike a deal with Alan.
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Hello. I've been in the silver cabinet and I found two things that I like. So first of all, this beautiful little silver spoon, which is £12.
Yes.
And then this nice little egg cup and spoon set, which is £38.
Yes.
Could you possibly do 40 for the two? I know it's pushing it. It would help me out a lot.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, £40
Yeah,
for the
yes,
two.
40.
Thank you. I'm really pleased with that. Thanks a lot. Let me get you some money out.
Alan, you are one heck of a lovely man. That bevy of silver breaks down to 28 for the egg cup and 12 for the solitary spoon, leaving Hettie with £160. Now, I'm missing Raj, so back to Hertford we go. Penny for them, Raj?
There's two lovely old photographs here of Stirling Moss. Now, Stirling Moss was a British racing driver, and he was said to be the greatest driver that never actually won the World Championships. He actually won 16 Grand Prix in his career, and he was born in 1929. He died around 2020, I believe, so fairly recently, but was an amazing driver.
In 1955, Stirling Moss became the first British driver to win the British Grand Prix. He was victorious in 212 of the 529 races he entered. Wow!
This one is from the British Grand Prix in Aintree in 1957, and of course everyone nowadays associates Aintree with horse racing, but back in the day they actually held the Grand Prix there. You know, a lot of purists will say, well, this is when, you know, racing really was racing. These old sporting photographs that you see really tell a story of classic era, the 50s and 60s in motor racing. There's £35 on each of these. These things really get to me. I think collectors of anything to do with motor racing would want these. They're lovely.
Sandra is the lady to chat wonga with.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello, Raj.
I've had a look round. I've found some things.
First up, those Stirling Moss photographs.
I can do those for 25 each for you.
OK, and then we'll move on to the...
On the lovely chuff chuff, now I can do 20 for you, Raj.
£50 and £20, £70, I am not going to haggle at all. I'm going to shake your hand.
Lovely.
Thank you very much indeed.
indeed.
Thank you.
Great work, Raj.
£70.
And
Lovely.
many thanks, Sandra. That lovely batch of buys means Raj now has £130 left. Together again in the caddy. Still running, touch wood.
I was going to get a chauffeur's cap as well, but
Were you?
I couldn't get one.
Aw.
So
Oh, shame, you do love a hat. Our next destination is the town of Hitchin. As far back as the 16th century, the carpets of lavender here made it a perfume mecca. But today, everyone's swarming to the local market, including our roaming road trippers.
I want to go and try some scarves on, that's what I'm thinking.
go on then, go on.
What do you think? I think that goes really well with my outfit.
Beautiful colour.
It really suits you. How much is the scarf, sir?
£6.
Could I have it, please, for £5?
Yes, of course, sir.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go.
Raj.
Happy birthday.
Last of the big spenders, eh, Raj? That was fun, but let's go and find some antiques. In here, at this snazzy place, the Fleetville Emporium.
You looking forward to this one, Hettie?
Yeah, and I've got my new scarf on.
Ah, you look lovely, if I may say so.
It's packed full of plunder. Let's see what they plump for. Shall we chum along with Hettie? She has £160 to splurge.
Now, this is a cocktail shaker in the form of a penguin. And in terms of date, I think it dates to around 1920s and 30s, so it's Art Deco. And when you think about the Art Deco period, you might think of extravagant parties. And it was a time when a lot of new cocktails were being invented.
Very Great Gatsby.
Art Deco design in terms of interior design and items are actually quite popular at the moment. Cocktail shakers always do well at auction, particularly novelty ones. And I can't say I've ever seen one that looks quite like this before.
The drink shaker was an essential bar accoutrement by the mid-1850s. But the golden age for cocktails really arrived with the glamour of the Art Deco period.
So the way it works is you put your ingredients in here, give it a good shake, and then I think this bit unscrews and you pour your cocktail out of the beak.
Make mine an old-fashioned.
I like it. It's novelty, it's a bit of fun, but it's also really, really stylish. It's £85, which is quite a lot of money. Considering it's silver-plated, it's not solid silver, but I really, really like him. I think he's coming to auction with me.
He's flipping lovely. Now, where's Raj? See, I told you he loves a hat. You take it easy, old boy. Raj has £130 remaining. Uh-oh, he's on the move.
Here we've got a large collection of guitars. Guitars are becoming hugely collectible now. I mean, guitars can sell for as much as £1 million now, depending on who played them. When it comes to looking for new markets, what's the next thing to collect? Guitars are certainly in there, and also space as well. That's one of those areas which is becoming highly collectible.
Oh, a top tip from Raj.
Well, this stand really is lighting up my day.
Boom, boom. He's here all week, folks.
It's full of old light fittings, etc., etc., but the one that has really grabbed me is this lovely old vintage light. This is a stage and theatre lamp. Now, you do see these are really trendy now. This one hasn't been converted. Talk about original, it's got its original paintwork on it, you know, it's got its original plugs on it, and the maker is Furs.
Recognising the importance of electricity in the early 20th century, this former steeple-jacking company quickly diversified into electrical products, including theatre equipment.
Talk about recycling. They've really brought these up to date now because these have become such a trendy item. On the ticket, there's £125, which I think is quite reasonable. I'm going to obviously negotiate with the owner, but I want this one.
Well, that's a definite contender then. Let's mosey on over to Hettie. Rawr.
There's so much stuff in here. It's too much to look at. Now this is a nice piece of studio glass. This is by a company called Medina, and they were founded in 1968 in the Maltese town of Medina by two British men called Eric Dobson and Michael Harris.
Housed in an ex-RAF hangar, Medina became the very first handmade glassware company on Malta.
Now, Michael Harris was a graduate of the Royal College of Art, so you see sort of the sand and the water in his designs, inspired by the Maltese landscape. Now, I don't know whether this is actually made by Michael Harris, but I know that he was producing designs between 1968 and 1972. So if it was made within that time period, it could very well have been made by him. A lot of his pieces weren't actually signed, so to find his signature on a piece is quite rare. 70s style interior pieces are doing really well at the moment. Also, I can't say that I've actually seen this exact pattern before, so that might be a really good thing. It might be quite unusual. It's £35, which isn't a bad price for it, but I'd like to get some money off that if possible. So I'm going to ask about this one, and I definitely want the cocktail shaker.
Those hot contenders tot up to £120. Let's see Howard about a deal.
Hello, Howard.
Hi, Hettie, how you doing?
Well, because I found this.
It's great, isn't it?
I think he's really cool, isn't he?
Really cool, really cool.
I see what you did there. Our icy pal is priced at £85.
65 would be the best.
OK. I will say yes to 65. Yes? You've also got Medina vase as well, which I like, the stripy one over there. Yeah, so that's 35.
Right, I can't do a lot on that. And best on that would be 30.
OK, no, that sounds fair. OK, so the two together.
95 on the two. Okay. That's OK?
Great, thank you. Shake your hand at mine. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Let me get you some money out.
Fantastic.
Nice work, Hettie. That happy spend means our gal now has 65 smackers. Now, is Raj finding more antiques booty?
Now, this is an unusual piece. First of all, it's not priced, but it looks like it could be a piece of Inuit art. I'm not an expert on Inuit art, but this looks like it's a later piece, so it's probably maybe early 50s.
Inuit animal carvings range from Arctic birds to powerful polar bears. This one is made from serpentine, a type of dark green stone found just a few kilometres from Kinnight, the Inuit hamlet on Dorset Island in Canada.
If you can go back to the early Inuit art, these sort of pieces were much smaller and they were worn as amulets around your neck and they were to ward off evil spirits, etc.
The earliest known Inuit carvings were used in shamanic rituals, but from the 18th century onwards they were sold to whalers and missionaries visiting the Arctic.
It's got no price ticket on it. I mean, this is a very speculative piece, but, you know, if it is a bird, it could just fly away.
Dear, oh dear, Raj. Let's go and find out the price, eh? Stand by, Dee. We begin with the big theatre light at 125.
What would be your best on it?
Best really would be about 90 or so.
What about 60?
65.
65?
Yes.
OK,
Yes.
fine. We have a deal. Right, 65.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed, Dee.
you.
And then we come on to this. What would be the best on it?
What about if you bought the two and I did 120 for the both?
120 for the 2 items?
Yeah, I think you'll make a profit out of that.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
think so, hopefully.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
OK, lovely.
That breaks down to 65 for the furs theatre light and 55 for the Inuit carving, leaving Raj with just £10.
Did you buy that?
No. What do you think?
It looks very heavy.
It's very heavy, Hettie. If your hands weren't full, I would ask for your help.
I'd love
but
to
as it
help.
is, I'm going to have to take little rabbit steps, OK, till I get to you.
He's such a drama queen.
I'm coming. Wait.
Mind how you go, Raj. You're not getting any younger. Now, let's get back to the party-mobile.
Sit back, relax and enjoy.
Yeah, got my feet up. I'm having a lovely time.
As long as it doesn't break down again. Nighty-night. We're up and at 'em. But Hettie's got a worry.
Now, Raj, I'm quite concerned with your Inuit carving. I have a feeling it might do really well.
Well, if it doesn't make at least 1.2 million, I will be disappointed.
Well, best prepare yourself, Raj.
No, in all honesty, what do you think it's going to make?
It should make sort of 200 to 400. But if it's not, you know, I'm probably going to lose money.
Perish the thought. Yesterday, Raj was buying like no tomorrow, collecting the Triang Puff Puff train, the Sterling Moss photographs, the theatre light, and the Inuit carving.
This is a very speculative piece.
Raj now has a solitary tenner. Yikes. Hettie has also whipped up a buying frenzy with the combo lot of silver egg cup and spoon, the Art Deco penguin cocktail shaker, and the Mdina glass vase,
I can see it doing quite well at auction.
leaving Hettie with 65 smackers.
I have to basically take chances. If I'm going to win the last two, I've got to go out there and play risky. So it's boom or bust, as they say.
Yes.
He's a trier, I'll give him that. Our journey continues in Hertfordshire, touching down next in Stevenage. Since the earliest days of powered flight, the county of Hertfordshire has been at the forefront of aviation advancement. In the 1940s, the visionary pioneer Sir Geoffrey de Havilland built planes here, like the iconic World War II Mosquito and the very first jet airliner, the Comet. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the aeronautical engineers of Stevenage have their sights set on an even higher goal: space. Here at Airbus DS, Hettie is meeting with robotics engineer Yvonne Pickering to find out more about this building's historical roots.
So it started back in about the 1950s. So it was mainly a de Havilland factory making sort of aerospace parts. A little bit later, it actually converted to making the first Blue Streak, which were like rockets.
Built by de Havilland propellers, Blue Streak was first designed as a ballistic missile, then adapted to deploy satellites into orbit. This was Britain's contribution to the global space race.
So yeah, all of this heritage has really been the fundamental building blocks behind what it is that we get to do today.
Blue Streak was vitally important to Europe's civil satellite program, essentially the development and operation of satellites for non-military purposes. Raj is with spacecraft engineer Vicky Lonnan to get the lowdown on how this site is changing the course of history.
These are clean room suits, so we have to wear hats, full overalls and shoes, and that's basically to maintain the cleanliness levels that are inside the clean room.
Kitted up and good to go, let's explore.
What happens here?
So this is our spacecraft manufacturing facility. Most of the things that you can see in here will be what we call propulsion modules. So these are for actually moving the spacecraft around in space. This is an example of one of the rocket engine that we would use on board a spacecraft. You can see it's really quite small.
I'm just astounded that that is a rocket.
Once we're in space, we are in a vacuum. So we're not working against gravity. And we can use about 8 of those, and we can turn the spacecraft around in space, point it where we need to point it.
It's incredible, the whole thing is.
They get even smaller, Raj.
And the wonders don't stop there. For 7 decades, this site has been at the epicenter of space manufacturing. Europe's first interplanetary rover vehicle was designed and built here in Stevenage. Now, the latest prototypes are being tested on a simulated Martian surface in preparation for space missions. In 2028, their expedition to Mars will be the first to not just explore across the face of the red planet, but also study beneath the surface. This is history in the making.
This room has been specifically designed to actually look as close to Mars as it possibly can. The colour of the sand is pretty much as it would appear when you're on Mars. So it's as close as you can get to Mars while still being on Earth.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I love this.
And to acknowledge its origins here in the UK, the vehicle that will head out in 2028 is named after Rosalind Franklin, the British scientist and co-discoverer of the structure of DNA.
The one that you can see over here, the Rosalind Franklin rover, is going to be looking for signs of life.
OK, what sort of signs? What exactly are you looking for?
Organic matter, which means life that actually existed there. So Mars doesn't have an atmosphere the way that Earth does, so all of the cosmic radiation, to a large extent, we're protected from. On Mars, that's not the case. So a lot of the material has actually been destroyed, which is why it could be that life totally existed there, but we can't see it anymore. So the level that we found that the radiation wouldn't have destroyed is around that 2-metre mark, which is why we'll be gathering a little sample and then testing that for potential organic material.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
Hi, Hettie.
Raj.
I've arrived on Mars.
Ground control to Major Raj.
Well, look at this.
This is incredible.
As the Rosalind Franklin prototype has a top speed of just 2 centimetres per second, we'll be trying out the lunar prototype that's a bit nippier at 4 centimetres per second. Over to you, Hettie. Wait for the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Yay, Hettie.
Yeah.
The landing site of the ExoMars project, or the Rosalind Franklin rover, is the bottom of what we think used to be a lake. So obviously having that source of water, it binds all of life on Earth together, and therefore is probably the most likely place that we'd be able to see any sort of remnants of life.
It must be an absolute amazing project to work on, Yvonne.
It is very exciting. Yeah, I'm personally really excited for the launch and to see if it has any success.
From the golden age of aviation, when Sir Geoffrey de Havilland propelled Britain to the forefront of global prominence, Stevenage continues to be a centre of excellence, pushing the realms of aerospace possibility. Back on planet Earth, our couple of rovers still have their own discoveries to rustle up. They're making one giant leap for antiques to Harlow in Essex. We're going in here, antiques and chic.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I've got a good feeling about this one, Raj.
Every inch is packed and piled high in this massive warehouse. Let the mooching begin. Breathe in. Let's jump in with Hettie.
This is a wood called camphor wood, and you can tell because it smells really quite strongly.
She can't resist a sniff. It's a Hettie superpower.
This is more my kind of thing in here. Lots of small collectible things.
She has £65 left to splash.
Well, this is quite a nice necklace. This is made from a material called cinnabar, which is tree sap resin mixed with powdered mercury sulfide, which gives it that red colour. And the way this would have been made is you'd start with a wooden bead and you'd build up the layers of resin and then you'd carve into it. So you're not taking away any of the wood, you're carving directly into the multiple layers of resin.
It was well known to the Greeks and Romans and widely used in China for thousands of years.
Well, the way to tell whether it's real or synthetic is to have a look at it very, very closely. And if there are any air bubbles in it, then it's synthetic. If it looks like quite a smooth surface, then it's probably real. And also, quite a good way to test it is if you wipe alcohol on it and the colour comes off, then it's real. If it doesn't and it just dissolves, then it's fake. But I would say this is definitely real cinnabar.
Now, it doesn't have a price tag. So, whilst Hettie keeps delving, let's find Raj. He's only got a tenner left, remember?
A majorette's hat. If only I had a stick.
You look a picture. Oh, for pity's sake.
Now, here's a lovely thing. This is a serpentine-fronted Georgian knife box. I absolutely love these things. They tell you a story of elegance, wealth. But if you open it up, and then you can see it just shows quality. You've got all this lovely inlay here, this star on the inside. You've got all this stringing inlay that goes around the inside. I mean, there is actually no price ticket on this, but 10 years ago, one of these would cost between £800 and £1,200. But they have come down, and now I would say it's probably sort of £300 to £400. So, yeah, if I had the money, it could be on my list.
You definitely don't have the money, Raj. Now, how's Hettie getting on?
I have to touch these. These are really cool. Now, I love anything that's come from a fairground or an amusement park. The paint is quite chipped, so they've got age to them. I think they're milkshake glasses, and I want to know what the milkshake looks like.
Easy now.
Wow, that's really heavy. Look at that. It's bright pink. Wow. I don't know what someone would do with them, but I think they're a great interior decorator piece, aren't they? Put them in the garden.
Let's ask the very friendly Nick about them.
Where did they come from?
Well, we got a call from a diner in America and they wanted to sell the whole content, so we bought everything. These giant milkshakes were part of it.
Wow.
The shiny chrome diner was once the ultimate icon of American culture. But with fast food chains muscling them out, diner memorabilia is now big with collectors. Cherry pie, anyone?
How much are they?
$1.60 a pair.
Nick, I don't have the budget for these, unfortunately, but did you get anything else from the same clear?
Loads of little bits and pieces. What about an authentic Hollywood sign?
A Hollywood sign?
Hollywood sign.
So these letters are...
These letters, yeah. What, can't speak, can't lie?
That's brilliant. Can I come and have a look?
Of course you can. Got it? Got it?
It's heavy, yeah. So how old do you reckon all these things are then?
I would say they're sort of 70s, 80s.
I really like that.
Different, isn't it?
So how much have you got on those?
The whole set, £100.
My problem is, Nick, I've also found your lovely cinnabar necklace that I like.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
Could you do the two for 65?
As it's you, I'll do the deal.
Thank you. Let me hand you that back.
You're a proper A-list star, Nick. That breaks down to 15 for the necklace and 50 for the Hollywood sign. Well, that's Hettie all spent up.
That was quite a spontaneous buy, but I really, really like it, and I think it's such an interesting thing. When am I ever going to see another one of these? Also, the whole American diner culture, I think, is really cool. I think it might sell quite well.
Exciting! Now, where's Raj?
I mean, there's lots of items in here that I really, really like, but I've only got £10, so I'm a bit limited. There's no price tickets on a lot of things, so I'm going to have to rely on the generosity of Nick. But I found this, which could be in the ballpark. I mean, it's a very simple lamp, but it could go anywhere. It could be cheap because it still needs a lot of work doing to it. It needs rewiring, etc., and it needs cleaning up. So, you know, it's not out of the ballpark. I mean, date-wise, it's probably about 1920s, something like that. It's got that 1920s look, maybe 30s. And if I could get this for a tenner, at least I've got a small chance.
Let's hope Nick is still feeling kind.
Hi, Nick.
Yo.
Nick, I have to say, I only came in with £10.
Oh, my God, if I'd have known, I wouldn't let you in.
That's all I've got left. And I found this sort of decorative lamp, and I just wondered, as simple as that, could you do it for a tenner?
Well, luckily for you, my middle name is Generous, and I will take your tenner as I like you.
That's very kind. Let's shake hands on that. Thank you so much.
That's the final buy of today, and both Hettie and Raj are completely spent up. Now, how about some friendly competition?
I think it might be your Inuit carving versus my Hollywood sign as to what's going to make the biggest profit.
Who knows?
I know, you're not giving up, are you?
No, I'm not. I never give up.
Let's get some shut-eye, eh? Brace yourselves. With unparalleled excitement, we're preparing for the giddy delights of auction. And what a lovely spot for it.
Fourth auction.
Yeah.
Chance for me to step up my game.
I think you need to, Raj. I'm joking.
Our pair, after a run around Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire, have ventured west to Winchcombe for the fourth in a best-of-5 auction contest at British Bespoke Auctions. selling in the room, on the phone and on the net. And the charmer in command today is...
We get 260.
Nope,
at
not her,
£240,
but
then
Nicholas
selling at 240,
Granger.
are we sure? At 240.
Hettie bought 5 items for the sum of £200. Any faves, Nicholas?
I really like the Art Deco cocktail shaker. It's a superb piece, really unusual. It's got a lot of character.
Raj also blew the whole budget on 5 items. Impressed, Nicholas?
I like the Triangle Puff Puff. It's a vintage piece. These things are really collectible at the moment. Look at the outside. It looks nice and tidy to me. I think it'll do well.
Come on, starlets. The big auction movie is about to begin. Who's a pretty boy, then?
Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Lots of people here.
I know, lots of people. I feel good about this
I
one.
think we're going to become millionaires today.
I think so.
Marvellous. Let's have a flip-in go with Hettie's penguin cocktail shaker.
Wouldn't surprise me, you know, if it makes over 100 quid.
I hope so. That's my hope.
That's what I think could happen.
Starting at £50, we have...
That's quite low.
60 now. At £60 we have, and £5 and £70 we have...
I'm in profit.
Profit.
We've got 70, have we got 5? At £70, looking for 5. Surely it's right for 75 in the room. Thank you, take it now.
75 in the room.
85 with you, sir, 85 at 85 in the room now. 82.
Oh, no, we're at 85 now.
Oh, well, now you're happy, yeah?
I'm a bit happier, yeah.
At £85.
Okay.
Well done.
I'm all right with that.
Yes.
Not quite enough for a champagne spritzer, but still a neat return, Hettie.
You're going to get used to this winning lark.
I'm quite enjoying it. I can't stop smiling.
Yeah, I know.
Raj's turn to rev up the crowd now with his sterling moss photographs.
And the lights are on red, and they're turning to green.
Yes. I've got a £20 commission bid.
What did you pay?
And 28 and 30 and 32, so would you like to go? That's £32, 32...
Oh, I paid 50.
50, okay.
£38.
It's all right, it's creeping up.
Or 40. And 2, sir, 42?
He's in the slow lane.
£42. I'm looking for 45. 40.
To get in the fast lane.
£48 and 48 and 50 and 5. 55 in the room bidding now.
Profit.
All right. £55 in the room.
I'll take that. That's us.
Racing away here at £55 and sold.
55.
Brilliant.
Well done. And what a celebration of an incredible motoring hero.
Came in first, which is great, and with a profit.
Keep them coming. Hettie now with the Mdina vase.
I think it's a relatively early piece. I think it's a 70s one. It's nice.
About £20 and 2 in the room bidding.
It's the colours of the sky.
2 now and 25 online and 28. Would you like to go, madam? People 30 back in at £30.
You're there.
Broken even.
One more bid, thank you. £32.
There you go.
Those two, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Selling at £32 then to the room, and thank you.
Okay,
Well done.
that's fine.
What a bargain for a beautiful vase.
It didn't smash all records, but I mean...
Smash any records.
It's now Raj's turn with the great big theatre lamp.
This should light up the room.
£42 I have at 42, 42, 45, 48, and 50. At 50 and 5 in the room. At £60, 65 now and 70.
Hope you make some money on this. This is good.
75 and 80.
Come on.
At £85, at 85 and 90, would you like to go? 90 in the room now.
Get it over 100.
95, 100 now, 100 now in the room, 100 now.
Am I looking excited? I must be excited. I'm getting excited.
I'm going to sell at £100, to be sure, 100 once, twice. At £100.
Well done.
Yes.
That was really good profit.
Indeed it is. What an illuminating result. Haha.
That's okay, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it'll do.
That'll do.
He's chuffed. Hettie now with the cinnabar necklace.
Raj,
Yes.
I bought more jewellery.
More...
I know.
You said you weren't going to
Sorry.
buy jewellery.
I know, sorry.
It's all right. I'll forgive you.
£10 at £10, looking for 12 now, looking for 12.
Oh dear.
15 now, £15.
You're going to make a profit.
£15.
You are going to make a profit.
At £15 to be done.
Maybe you're not going to make a profit. Maybe...
The cinnabar lovers were not in town today.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Onwards with Raj's Inuit carving.
All my dreams and hopes are on this
Your
one.
life has been building up to this point, Raj.
It has. I can't tell you.
£48 at 48. At 48 and 50 now with me. Come on. 5 now we have at 55. At £60 now. £60 then.
Oh, no.
£60 twice. Selling then, are we sure? At £60 then, that's... Thank you very much. That's 3021.
Not quite what he was expecting. Still, it managed to turn a profit, mind you.
Is it sold? Oh, no. That was a bit of a shocker. Okay.
Never mind. Tinsel Town's calling.
We're going to Hollywood.
It looks like it. OK, it certainly looks like it, doesn't it?
At £50 with me, I've got a commission bid at £50 of you.
£50?
There you go. We're off. It's not even started yet.
Raj.
At £50, we're looking for 5. We're looking for 5.
The name's great at Hollywood. At £50 then.
La La Land and 5.
55.
No, we're not getting excited about 55.
Yeah, we do. We do. We get excited.
At £55.
Oh, thank you very much. That's sales.
Can you believe what just happened?
Not the box office smash he'd hoped for.
Come on, come on.
I want to cry. I feel really sad about that one, Raj, because that was
There, Hettie. On to Raj's glass lamp.
I've got a funny feeling I might get to see a £2 profit on this.
I think you might.
I think I might. I'm confident. I am confident.
They're of £10 at
Just start. It's a start.
At 12 online takes
Anybody, one more bid. Anybody, why are you here?
At one more bid.
That's only because you were shouting one more
I know.
At £18.
18.
Selling then at £18 to be sure. At £18 then.
Well done.
Who would have thought it? Good result, Raj.
Profit, yeah.
Nice.
Hettie's silver combo lot is next.
I can just imagine you doing the egg and spoon race.
I did, yeah, at
Just see you.
school. I was so competitive, though. I always wanted to win every race.
And then we're at £55. £60, what a great present.
Happy with £60, Raj. That's a nice little profit.
We're going to sell at 60.
Quite happy with that, Raj.
Yeah, well done. Brilliant.
£60.
Can't complain about £20 profit, can you?
Indeed you can't. Egg and soldiers all round.
Are you going to see tears from me? I've got a funny feeling there's going to be tears.
Hey, boo-hooing is strictly banned. It's the final item, Raj's Triang Puff Puff.
If this can stay on track, I'm going to be OK.
But we're at £32.
£32 already, Raj.
32 in the room at 32, 35, 38, 40 at 42, and 5 and 8 and 50 there. And 5, 55, 55 in the room. Would you like to go 60? At 55, once, twice, selling to the room. And thank you.
That's so good.
Next stop, Profitsville. Well done, Raj.
I think that was great. It was a great start.
That was good.
We'll see. Come on.
Let's tot up the numbers. Hettie started with £200. After all auction costs, she's made a loss of £37.91. Which means he's finally done it! Raj also began with 200 smackers. After all sale room costs, he's made a smaller loss of £5.02. So, Raj takes auction number 4, and the pride of the Bisram name has been somewhat restored.
Well, that's auction 4 done.
I know, I can't believe it's the last leg, Des.
I know, one more to go, eh?
I know.
All I can say is well done so far.
Thank you, Raj.
Next on the trip,
I can't believe this is the final leg.
I will miss you, Hettie.
Aww.
I will definitely miss you.
we go gaga for the GGs.
He's the best. He's so sweet.
Raj finds his spirit.
Rum, one of my favourite drinks.
And there's a few surprises.